I mentioned 76 runs in 10 games. That tells you that the lineup is now one that can get turned over. And even Yaz contributing. And I say even Yaz because he's been a little bit cold. And you look at the names who are contributing with the big hits, and it's Brett Wisely. What? At a AAA? And I know that Matos before has been tearing it up and still is, and Ramos has contributed, and Luciano when he doesn't have to play the field. And you look up and down the lineup now, and you've got tough outs all over the place.
Well, let's go live to one of Bob Melvin's greatest haters. It is Mark Grandy in the other room with this Giants roster update.
Thanks for the awesome introduction.
Yeah, you got it, buddy. No, I'll let you. You should expand on the conversation here in just a moment. But go ahead.
I don't think we have any official roster moves just yet from the Giants, but Alex Pavlovich, our Giants insider, is reporting that Tyler Fitzgerald is back at Oracle Park. He hit 6 homers in 6 AAA games. He won PCO Player of the Week, so he is back. I imagine Lamont Wade is about to go on the IL, and that will be the move there. They also got a bullpen game coming up, and then the other news is that Austin Slater has officially been cleared to begin his rehab stint with the Sacramento River Cats.
Oh, boy. So here we go. The roster churning and burning is on. And, yes, Eric Miller is going to start tonight in a bullpen game, which may also lead to some roster movement and shenanigans and whatnot. So, yeah, good to see Tyler Fitzgerald back. He was phenomenal down there. Maybe that's just the Wade thing. But it's also true that we're all sort of sitting here like waiting to see how this is going to be played by the Giants, Conforto, Slater, etc. And the Luciano thing, I think I can probably capture the way most Giants fans feel. You don't want him to be sent down. But you can sort of feel like they have a right to do it. You don't want him to do it, but what exactly is it? What are they supposed to do with him? Like, give me one idea of what you can do with Luciano on the roster right now.
Send him down. I mean, you can't play him at short, and you want him to play every day, and you don't want to put him out in the outfield where he's never played an inning in professional baseball.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So you got to send him down. To me, that's what I called for last week. You and I talked about it, and I said, he's not a shortstop, so let's go ahead and put him somewhere where he can learn to play somewhere else other than shortstop. It's hard, though, because his OPS is, 1,000
or
1,100?
It's 23 at-bats.
It doesn't matter. I mean, take his 23 at-bats against Austin Slater's 36 at-bats.
Yes, he's he's supposed to project to be a more effective hitter than Austin Slater.
But if we're going to small sample Austin Slater to being a DFA, which many people are, then you could small sample Luciano into being a guy who is a much better hitter than Austin Slater. And so do you want to send him down? No, but you need to figure out where he can play defense because for me, it's not shortstop.
His OPS is 1,027.
Yeah.
In 23 at-bats. 26 plate appearances. He's got a few walks in there as well. Yeah. So, you want to send him down and do what with him while he's down there?
Put him in left. Or, put him at, I don't know if you want to put him at second because you have Estrada at second and he's pretty ensconced there and you don't want to have Estrada play shortstop because he's not great at shortstop. You got Wisely. You've got Ahmed. For me, defensively right now, Luciano is probably 4th on your depth chart at shortstop, and that includes Casey Schmidt.
Oh, I don't even...
Defensively.
I don't even think he's 4th defensively. Right. You would rather have...
Soler?
No.
Okay, sorry.
You'd rather have Ahmed. You'd rather have...
Wisely. Fitzgerald, you're right.
Fitzgerald, Schmidt.
Estrada.
And actually Estrada. For sure.
So what are we doing then? What are we doing? We can't play him every day.
You're trying to figure out an electric bat and your number 1 overall prospect. And there are questions that need to be asked that we don't have answers for.
Right.
Like my question is why? Why has he been at shortstop the whole time? But they very easily could answer and say, well, we didn't think it was going to look like this until now, or it hasn't looked like this in the minors. I don't think it looked like this in the minors. He didn't kick every ball in the 9th inning of every game in Sacramento. You know what I mean? So I know that there have always been questions about it, but did this last week and a half remove shortstop for the rest of his life? Is it that bad? I'm asking.
Yes.
It is.
The answer is yes.
So you are now closed not only to now, but ever of Marco Luciano at short.
Right.
Interesting.
I mean, if you want
That's
him,
interesting.
and I said it last week, which was even before he committed all 5 of those errors. I think he might have been 1 error in or 2 errors in. I don't know what the sample size was, but just watching the way he makes the routine plays, he looks awkward. And even if you look at his minor league stats, it's not like he was a great glove, and then now that he's up in the bigs and the bright lights are too bright and he's getting nervous and he's making errors. He's made errors at shortstop.
Yeah.
And many scouts will tell you, they've told me,
Sure.
They've come on this station, they've come on MLB Network and said, yeah, I don't really think he projects out as a shortstop, yet this team has tried to square peg and round hole him. And I think you get to a point where you realize that he's not a shortstop. And for me, that point is here. So let him go down, give him a month of left field, right field, second base.
Before we even get there, though, can we try to answer the question? Why? You said square peg, round hole.
Right.
To what end?
To the end that if he is your shortstop, what value he gives you. The value over replacement player. The VORP of Luciano at short. A guy with 1,000 OPS, small sample size.
Or the trade value.
Sure.
Or the trade value he presents.
Why do the Reds have Ellie De La Cruz? Or why do the Pirates have O'Neal Cruz, rather, at shortstop?
Oh, both of them make tons of errors.
Exactly.
However, here's what I'll say about those two guys. They also present to you the opposite, which is they show you from a physical standpoint things that are so special that you're like, if you can grow and stop the silly mistake, then you have an opportunity to be just a completely next level special player. They have an arm that just pops from short left field. Marco doesn't have that. Marco, you're just like, I mean, he made actually he made some nice plays.
Yeah.
He made some nice plays last week. So I'm not saying he's just like a chump out there, but like he doesn't project as a special defensive player. And if he's not projecting as special, if he doesn't have a Machado, Tatis, De La Cruz type arm, if he doesn't have that over there, and the routine play is a total adventure, then yes, the question I want to know is why did you not at least try putting him somewhere else? Or do they just clearly not feel like that was an option? And if it wasn't, why? Like, why? Look, I know that we love to play this because, we're fans and it's sports media. It's just the Giants are idiots. All right. Like, this is the San Francisco Giants. This is a major league organization.
Yeah.
They're not looking at Marco and being like, okay, I know that he's got a cement block for a glove, but let's put him at shortstop and we'll see if anybody notices. Like, they're not that dumb. They're not that dumb.
They're not, but they're drunk with possibility. They are in love with the what if. And, you look at what Luciano could be, a guy with a 900 OPS or 1,000 OPS, and I know he won't keep that up, but a guy with a live bat and athletic and 22, what if he could play shortstop? We could make him be our shortstop for the next 10 years. We are drunk with possibility.
Dibs, that's who he was. But
somebody needs to breathalyze them on possibility.
That's what they drafted him to be. It's what he's always been. He's been here since before Farhan.
Right.
That, all along the way, multiple regimes in multiple nations went, this guy's a shortstop, and he's one of the top prospects in baseball. And yes, scouts have been like, I'm not sure he projects as a shortstop. That's one statement. It's one thing to be like, I'm not sure if he projects as a shortstop. It's very different than what we saw last week. The statement is more along the lines of, what in God's name is that guy doing at shortstop?
Right.
Is what it looks like. So you know what I mean? What if the last 4 or 5 or even 6 or 7 years of this guy's life, what has that entailed that led tons of smart baseball people to be like, yeah, shortstop. That's what we're doing.
It's just like a relationship where you're with somebody and they've got a flaw. And, I don't want to put an addiction on it. I just want to say that it's a flaw. And you look at that person and go, you know what? I can change him. If we just this and that, I've got a husband who's maybe 40 pounds overweight. If I can feed him right, if I can get him into the gym, if we can walk 3 days a week, I can fix him. My dad's got an awesome set of tools. I can fix it. So I think you look at Marco Luciano and you go, oh my God, he's young. He's athletic. He's got all the tools. Yeah, his glove's a little bit clanky, but you know what? If we can just hit him a couple of 100 fungos a day, we can turn him into the shortstop of the future. This guy's bat. Imagine that bat at shortstop.
But why?
Mark. I can fix him.
But why? Like Elliot Ramos came into the organization with a cool bat, but nobody was like, shortstop. Why? Why? There has to be something in this guy's history that says shortstop. Not like he's got a great bat, so let's stick him there, or else you would do that with everybody.
Right.
And you don't. So why? Why does the world, for the last 7 years of his life, think he's a shortstop if he gets to the bigs and looks like this?
You'd have to ask the scout who initially tabbed him as a shortstop. And you're right. It spans multiple regimes because he was drafted and he played in 2019. And he went and played for 2 teams.
Yes.
Fielding percentage, 923. COVID year. The year after that, fielding percentage, 925 with 22 errors across Eugene and San Jose. Not good. And then you look at the next year, 929 fielding percentage with 12 errors. The guy's made errors, a lot of errors at every stop, and yet they've continued to think, we can fix him. We can fix him. He's got good athleticism. He's got a good arm, not an elite arm, but a good enough arm to be a shortstop. And that bat. Imagine if we had a shortstop with that bat. I can fix him. That's what I think it is.
That bat works anywhere.
But it works better at shortstop. Because then you'd have like a left fielder, a center fielder, a right fielder, a first baseman, a third baseman, all with better bats.
Even if, let's say, okay, he's an infielder, he's got that pedigree, but he's not like a great infielder. How come someone didn't put him at second base then?
Right.
Everything that you're saying would be true about a second baseman as well. It's Jeff Kent plus. It's like, are you like that power, that look, that bat speed at second base, where it's at least the chances are a little bit less of a problem. That's why the only word that I can use in watching the way that this has developed in the last 3 weeks is confused. I want the farm director on. I want Bobby Evans back on.
Yeah.
I want these people back on, and then the reason I don't want them back on is because they're not going to answer the question that I have in any sort of a real way.
Which is, what the heck?
Well, what did you see? They're not going to be like, well, I was wrong. Guy's got a cement glove.
Right.
No, we believe, and he's young, and then work the kinks out. And so, what?
He did play 6 games last year at second in Sacramento.
Okay.
He made one error. In 24 chances. Not terrible. A 958 fielding percentage, but he did play 6 games, and he also played 3 games with Escogido in the Dominican Winter League.
Second?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
8 chances, no error.
Okay.
1 double play turned. It was nifty, as I remember it from the film. So he's played a tiny bit of second, but the Giants don't need a second baseman.
No.
What do they need? They need his bat.
Well, they need a shortstop.
Right.
They need a shortstop.
Then put him out there tonight. They won't.
Maybe they will.
They might.
I'd love for them to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You won't.
Exactly.
Do it.
They didn't.
Do it.
They haven't for the past 3 days, right?
Do it. But then take him out in the 8th.
Right.
Just do it. I got no issue with it. Do it. He hasn't made any errors outside of the 9th inning all year long.
Pretty much, right?
I mean.
Fielding percentage this year of 865.
That's embarrassing.
Lower than his OPS.
That's way lower.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find a guy whose fielding percentage is lower than his OPS.
I'd love to switch the two, and I'd take it. His 865 OPS would be amazing.
Yep.
His 1,027 fielding percentage is also not even possible.
Right.
But I'd switch him if I could.
No doubt.
Oh, God. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why is he still there? And if they know something that we don't, are we being too impatient? I think the issue with Marco is not that there are errors. It's the errors that he made.
Easy ones.
It's not that you've made 5 errors. It's, my God, those are some of the easiest plays we've ever seen. And we're all thinking about the ground balls that were right at him. Missing a ball that Tyro just throws to him? Or how about the obvious automatic double play that should have been where he caught caught the line drive that he caught.
Yeah.
And he throws it to first. He's got the guy dead to right, and he hits the guy with the ball.
Awkward.
Throw the ball off to the side. Your first baseman can catch it. He's a big leaguer.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's the part that makes me a little bit hesitant to defend him is the lack of baseball awareness plays that he makes, The plays, like you're saying, and he got picked off a second last year where he just wandered off the base and he got picked off. The baseball awareness things... That should be innate at this age. 888-957-9570 is the number. Okay. We got a lot going on. All right, hit it. Go ahead. We got breaking news. He won't.
Yeah, hit the thing.
95.7 The Game, breaking news.
First of all, score one for the Dibbers. We got roster moves for the San Francisco Giants. Lamont Wade Jr. has gone on the IL. And then in the most Farhanian way that you could possibly do this, Ryan McKenna has been DFA'd.
Wow.
So has Drew Pomeranz.
Gone too soon.
They just got
48
hours ago.
Sorry, Drew.
Right-handed pitcher Spencer Howard, and first baseman Trenton Brooks.
Let's go.
Along with Tyler Fitzgerald, have all been called up. Those are the 3 on the way out, which means for at least another day, Luciano stays.
Wow, okay.
He made the cut.
Yeah, he did. A whole new team. A whole new team. Pomeranz.
Drew Pomeranz.
Dang.
I also have a starting lineup if you want to hear it.
Oh.
Give me Luciano.
Give me Luciano at short,
Take a guess. You think he's in?
No. Wait a minute. Who are the Phillies pitching tonight?
Wheeler.
Giants legend.
Yeah, no.
It's going to be Wisely. Yeah, no doubt.
In.
Give it to us, Lucas.
Luis Matos in center. Yaz in the 2-hole playing right.
Nice.
Tyro 3 playing second. Chappie playing third.
Chappie.
Bailey behind the dish. Soler, DH. Brett Wisely up to the 7-hole tonight playing short.
Playing shortstop.
Elliott in left. Trenton Brooks getting the start at first base.
Let's go.
And playing first base, Trenton Brooks.
I love it. 17th rounder by Cleveland back in 2016 from the University of Nevada. Bats left, throws left. Welcome to the club, young man.
What do the numbers look like? How's he been doing?
He's been good in Sacramento. He's got, 4 home runs, 18 driven in, batting average of 308.
Okay.
The ops is 888.
888, yeah.
Tough on righties and, a guy who can come in and play first base. And you wonder how long he'll play first base because, you got Wilmer there, but you need Lamont. And Lamont, I think, and I hate to jump the dock coming up at 4 o'clock, but just based on the way he limped off the field with help.
Didn't look good.
No.
Although it didn't look, I've seen worse. Like it's not, he could walk.
If he was a soccer player, there would have been the freezy spray and a stretcher.
If there was a soccer player, he'd have retired. He would have retired. There would be an investigation. It would be out of control.
You know what that would have been?
I do. It would be an investigation sensation. Let's go.
Don't shy away from it. Let's go.
First one of the week. It's already Tuesday.
Let's go.
Let's go to Skills in Vallejo. Skills, what are you doing? You're on Willie and Dibby.
Hey, good afternoon, Willie and Dibby. I'm sitting here and I'm going over Brandon Crawford's stats with the Cardinals, and it pains me to see that he's struggling this bad. He's 3 for 31 with them, albeit with no errors, but that's only because they hit Cardinal pitching over and off the wall all the time.
Well, Brandon Crawford is, Brandon Crawford, I don't want to use the D word. Brandon Crawford is
I will. I used it back in November. He's done.
He's not going to play great baseball anymore.
He's done.
I'm going to have the Giants back on moving on from Brandon Crawford. That was not the answer either.
What about the idea of a left-hand hitting first baseman who has patrolled that yard before who happens to be just flitting about Texas, hanging out with his kids.
He's got a great eye.
He sure does.
He's got a great eye.
He's kind of like Lamont Wadian.
Yeah, he is.
Brandon Belt.
Oh, God.
3-2 pitch.
Strike 3 called.
And he's aboard.
And then he looks at Angel Hernandez and goes, you should retire.
Angel.
And then Angel goes, fine, I will. Skills, did you have anything else? That was a super quick call. All right.
Yeah, that's all he had.
Go on.
Skills with a Tuesday walk-off. Yeah. Angel Hernandez gone too late?
Way too late.
Yeah.
Way too late. And Angel Hernandez, quote, stepping down or whatever the hell word they used, hysterical.
Totally.
Absolutely hysterical. He's had a lawsuit against the league.
Yep, lost
He's had
it.
a national story in The Athletic last week, basically with a line of current big leaguers saying that guy's awful at umpiring. The whole thing's been a total embarrassment. And baseball finally said, look, if we cut you a check that's got a bunch of zeros at the end of it, will you just leave, please? And he finally said yes.
Yep.
This is like in all of sports. Marco Luciano is a better shortstop than Angel Hernandez is umpire.
No doubt. No doubt.
How about that?
Well, and you know me, I love to defend umpires and referees everywhere,
that
but
one.
this one's tough. This is kind of like the teacher at your school who is tenured, who has been terrible for 15 or 20 years, and you just can't get rid of them, and finally they retire, and it's like, thank God, you're terrible.
Absolutely brutal.